Aaron Webb is in the chat. Might get an update from him. Here we go. Here come the lights. He's gone. Unfortunate for Majacko, but this race is going to start without him. And here we go. Looks like everybody away cleanly so far. Forza Alonso up the inside of Dubsy, going into turn number 1. They're side by side. Dubsy holding firm. Now he's got the preferred line. Very, very close. Look, Forza Alonso got the jumper on the outside. Forza Alonso to P1 around the Mercedes, but the Mercedes has the slipstream. Can he get him? Gonna duck to the outside here. Gordau has left the session once more. They're side by side going into the next hairpin. Sorry, chicane. Dubsy back to P1. Power move there, and problems for Forza Alonso. He's going to come under fire from his teammate, but looks like Aaron has cut him a little bit of slack. I'm going to go farther back in the pack here. Here's maybe in 7th. I saw a couple of cars kicking up some dust. Not sure what's going on. Oh, problems for Ditchwitch. Whoa, big save. Big save. Looks like he's got a car on the outside of him, possibly. No problems there for Ditchwitch. We're going to go back through the field here. Maybe it was K-Dog that had issues through that chicane, because here is K-Dog way in the back. And Dubsy now, not a commanding lead, but he is out front. Here comes Forza Alonso. He's going to peek. Give him a little bit of a peek going through here. Definitely trying to make sure that Dubsy know he's there. This is long straightaways here. The slipstream and DRS are going to be huge for these guys. Here comes Forza Alonso to the inside. He's going to challenge for the lead down into the first chicane. Side by side go the Mercedes and the Haas. Both cars locking up. This time looks like Dubsy's going to be able to hold him off. He's the one that gets the run out of that first chicane. You can see these guys sorting out here. But Alonso not giving up there. Coming down into the Lesmos here. Dubsy really fighting hard to stay out front. I think we've seen in qualifying that he's a little bit quicker on the sauce. But here comes Forza Alonso. Doesn't want to relinquish anything. Not trying to let that pressure go away. He's going to get by Dubsy. And now Dubsy with the slipstream. Ooh, a little bit of an issue there coming off of that corner. He's not going to have a chance here going into the Parabolica. But he's going to have that draft coming out of it and going down into turn 1. We're going to have to keep an eye on this lobby issue victim. I don't doubt it, Gordau. Majacko as well. Here comes... Oh, contact! Oh, he's back across the track, Dubsy! Oh, no! Oh, no, so many good cars ruined. Contact between Dubsy and the race leader, Alonso. Maybe got some. That was a Ferrari as well. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Out front, it's Forza Alonso and Aaron Webb. I'm trying to get an idea on what other cars were involved. The Ferrari we saw was Gordau, who had left the session. He was not in the incident. Maybe was absolutely caught up in the incident. So you're looking at Aaron Webb. I Am a Drunk Dolphin in 3rd. Zeusman, Nick Dahi rounding out your top 5. Maybe who had contact there. Doesn't look to have much damage to the front of that car. Maybe it's glitched. We're going to stick with him right here. Yeah, something goofy going on with this lobby, because you look at that car of Maybe, and he is out there after literally T-boning.
What an unexpected pleasure.
Literally T-boned points leader Dubsy. So let's see if Maybe hops into pit road, and he doesn't. Maybe that crash wasn't as crazy as we thought. Maybe a little bit of latency issues. So let's go back here. Maybe in 6. J-Dub under fire from Hoodius there. And he's got Brian Mosser on his tail as well. Hoodius is going to earn that position. J-Dub cutting him a little bit of slack there. Brian Mosser trying to work his way around J-Dub as well. Behind them is Clogmonger and Mitchman. Mitchman trying to get around that manner. K-Dog, who was 18th to start this race after an issue through the second set of hairpins, is now running 12th. J-Tuts, thank you for the follow, my friend. I appreciate that. Glad to have you here. We've got a wild one going so far. Dougal McDermott there in 14th. Dubsy in 15th. Massive damage to that car. Hit pit lane. No idea how much damage he still has on that car. Pork Chops in the pits as well. And that is all the cars left in this race. 16. Out front, meanwhile, Forza Alonso has a big lead on his teammate, Aaron Webb. This was where the contact come from. Dubsy had a run on Forza Alonso. Alonso protected the inside lane of the course, and Dubsy ran into the back of that car. I would really like to see a replay, which we don't have the option. I would like to see if maybe there was a little bit of movement. We know Dubsy was very, very unhappy with Forza Alonso last week. I hope we're not going to see more drama from that. I have no idea how Maybe is in 5th right now, because what we saw on the screen was Maybe T-boning the Mercedes of Dubsy. They're 2 wide here, and Maybe was thinking about 3 wide. Zusman with the preferred line through the next part. Contact there with Nick Dahi. Dahi's going to make that pass stick in 3rd. Maybe looking to get around the Ferrari as well. J-Dub behind them in 6th. Pat's guy says it in the chat. Major championship implications in this race. Multiple storylines, okay? We got the points leader involved in a big crash on lap 2 or 3. We've got El Majako, who is 3rd place in the championship, who did not even get to race. Some sort of a glitch kept him out. Looks like he's in chat. Maybe we can get some word from him. Dahi off and Maybe spins! Maybe spins! He comes back across the track in front of everybody. Not an advisable maneuver. He's trying to get back going. He was at least ghosted there, so no issues there with Clogmonger, but he's going to lose a lot of spots. Back to 10th goes Maybe. Mitchman ahead of him. Hoodius ahead of him. Was that Hoodius having an off? Yes. Hoodius off the track. He's got a flat right rear on that car. Left rear, sorry. Flat super soft tire on the Williams of Hoodius. Very unfortunate. And then we just seen it glitch to mediums. I have no idea what's going on with this lobby tonight. No idea. Oh my gosh. Brian Lag caused Hoodius to go off. Unfortunate. Well, I guess that means that Brian lagged into his left rear, causing a puncture. Let's get back out front, because this is not out front, because Forza Alonso has hit the pit lane. We know that the super soft tires only give you around 5 to 7 laps. Of course, they qualified on the super softs, which means they carry over into the race. And on lap 6, we have the leaders pitting. So out front, you see K-Dog there, who is in 5th ahead of Forza Alonso. Mitchman in 4th. Clogmonger running in 3rd. Brian Mosser in 2nd, who had some lag issues that really dealt a death knell to Hoodius there. Hoodius still in this race, but it was unfortunate there. And your leader, Nick Dahi, who is showing on super softs, but we know that Nick Dahi qualified on softs. Pretty sure that's a glitch, because I think there's soft tires on that car. We got a lot of glitches going on. Here's El Majako's report. Game let me go before everyone, and I could have kept going, honestly. Could have got an easy 25 points. Instead, bad luck again. That is really unfortunate that the game let you go and cost you the race, basically, because there's no way back in. Once you left the session, the race began, and that is really, really unfortunate. So, out front, Nick Dahi. Let's go up here to Forza Alonso and watch him working through lap traffic. Looks like K-Dog has got around the Williams of Mitchman, and now Forza Alonso is catching these guys. Gordal, you talking about driving in F1? Whoa, is that contact? know if that was contact, but clear issues there between Forza Alonso and Mitchman. It looked like Alonso got into the back of the Williams, which pushed the Williams into the dirt, and Alonso had to lift big time. Maybe it was just a close encounter. But Alonso with a big run now on the Williams. Maybe Mitchman letting him go after that incident. Not real sure what's going on there. Not real sure what's going on there.
What an unexpected pleasure.
Gordell, I don't know if I'm going to race or if I will be broadcasting, but I think I'll be involved in Formula 1 2017 for PRL for sure. I'm not a huge fan of Formula 1 games any longer. And with Project Cars 2 coming out and Gran Turismo and iRacing now, it would be a lot on my schedule. But you never know. You never know. Couldn't take control in formation lap, but as soon as he finished, he could go. Well, that is strange. That is really strange. Oh, Clogmonger with an off. You got K-Dog to the inside. Those two cars are side-by-side contact in front of Forza Alonso! He's going to squeeze by! K-Dog and Clogmonger. Oh, and there's contact again, and K-Dog's around. Wow, unfortunate series of events there for the Renault of K-Dog, Clogmonger, and him coming together. Amazingly, not causing any issues for Forza Alonso. He had a slight lift and was able to get around those two. Wow, wow, close call there for who started this race as one of the favorites. Forza Alonso now is maybe the default favorite. Deshaun, thank you for the follow, my friend. I appreciate that. I had a lot of action there. I didn't get to you very quickly, but I appreciate that follow. Got a lot of new people coming in, and I'm really enjoying it. This, now streaming from the PC, doing iRacing, everything in high definition and great quality. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it and joining us as well. If you are new to the stream, feel free to hit that Discord link that I just posted in chat. We have a lot of conversations between the participants that you're seeing here tonight and many, many others that we race with. Over 53 people in our Discord. We talk all types of racing, all types of sim racing, video games, everything else. So I recommend you get in that Discord, and you will know when every stream starts and everything. We'll have a lot of fun, make a lot of really good friends. So I would recommend that highly. But like I was saying, Gordell, I'm not much for driving Formula 1 games any longer, but I absolutely love doing the announcing here for the PRL. So that is something that I will continue to look at. Race leader in the pits. Nick Dahi to pit lane on the softs. That's right where we thought. Basically 9 laps and the qualifying laps on that car. What is the issue here? What happened with that pit stop? Did he get a wing change? Long pit stop for Nick Dahi. I have no idea what just went wrong, but that is going to bring huge implications into his race. Drops him to 7th. Oh my gosh. Penalty. Oh, okay, Gordell's saying that Nick Dahi had a penalty there. 5-second stop and go. We did see a little bit of contact. Wow, that's unfortunate. All the front runners are having issues. Well, all of them save one. Forza Alonso on his medium set of tires, leading this race by 4 seconds over Clogmonger, who is on mediums and started farther back than 10th spot. Aaron Webb in 3rd on mediums as well. Mitch Mann most likely on mediums, still yet to hit pit lane. Zeusman in 5th. He's on mediums as well. I Am a Drunk Dolphin on mediums in 6th. Dahi, of course, shows him putting on softs, which could be a possibility if he's going on a 2-stopper, but seems a little strange. We know that his tires were glitched earlier in the race, so I would not doubt that we have another glitch here. Brian Mosser in 8th. Was unable to see what kind of tires he's got on. That looks like softs there. J-Dub on mediums in 9th. Here's Dubsy climbing his way back up through the field. On mediums right now. We've seen that huge crash he had after running into the back of Forza Alonso. No idea how he feels about that crash. We definitely want to hear about it. Dubsy will absolutely join the chat after the race, so he will tell us. He's a very candid driver, very good driver, and is not normally seen this far back in the field, but he's very resilient. We've seen him come back from adversity before, so we're going to keep our eyes on that car all the way up to 8th after his issues. Here is Maybe, who has had 2 crashes in this race. Second place in the point standings, running 10th right now. So this is an interesting thing. We talked about El Majaco, who was unable to answer the call. He had a glitch early on in this race before the race even started that has basically disqualified him from this race. He is 3rd in points, 17 points behind his teammate Dubsy. And El Majaco having that damage somewhat mitigated here because of the problems for his teammate and Maybe. But their loss is a huge win for the drivers out front as well, because the Haas cars are the ones chasing them in the team championship and the driver championship. So this could be a big day for the Haas drivers. Fastest lap of the race from Nick Dahi there. We saw him go purple. Here's Ditchwich in 12th. K-Dog back to 13th after his spin. Hoodius had his flat tire. Now 14th in this race. Dubo McDermott having a few issues there through the chicane. And Pork Chops rounding out your field in 16th, but still going in this race. Gabe the Sick, thank you for the follow, my friend. I appreciate that. Glad you stopped in. We're having a lot of fun. Very interesting race. We are almost halfway here, creeping up on it. Forza Alonso, your leader, Zuzman, in the Ferrari, running second, which he was not running second earlier. He was behind the car of Aaron Webb. So we've seen a pass there. Well, we did not get to see the pass, but the pass did happen. And we are now watching Aaron Webb chasing the Ferrari of Zuzman. Zuzman, of course, we talked about him. He's had some good runs here recently. Unable to put the finishes together, but he's going to try here tonight. And hopefully, because I've cursed many drivers throughout this season, hopefully I have not just given Zuzman the announcer's curse. Now, if he bursts into flames and crashes, we will know that I need to shut my mouth about these drivers having good races. We saw the quickest lap of the race come from Nick Dahi. Nick Dahi 13 seconds back from the race leader, which is unfortunate because he had that 5-second stop and go penalty. So he would be a lot closer. How close? Possibly ahead of Aaron Webb and possibly ahead of Zuzman. So he might be running second in this race without that penalty. I don't know if that penalty was self-inflicted or an unfortunate side effect of something else, however. I Am a Drunk Dolphin running in 5th. Brian Mosser 6th. Dubsy now 7th. 21 seconds back in this race. He is trying to mitigate the problems caused in the early part of this race. Very, very solid driver in driving back up through the field, overcoming adversity. We've seen it multiple times. Let me just tell you a little bit of statistics here on your points leader, okay? I have the results from every race this season. This is round 12. This is round 12. He has 2 wins, 1 DNF, and 6 second place finishes. He is the most consistent driver in the PRL, and plenty of those second place finishes come from races where he had incidents. He has driven his way back into it. Up to round 7, he had never finished outside of the top 6, or the top 2, I'm sorry. First or second through the first 7 rounds. And then round 8, round 9, and round 10 are the only times he has finished outside of the top 2. 3 races this season, one of which was his DNF. You can see him locking those tires up, trying to get everything he can, working his way back up through the field here. We're going to go back to Zuzman, who is 9 seconds behind the leader. Ooh, issues there with some lap traffic. Aaron Webb and Pork Chop side by side. That's going to let a door open. Nick Dahi there trying to make the move through the first Lesmo, but he's going to have a long, long run down into the Variante Ascari. To the inside goes Nick Dahi in the Red Bull. He's going to make that pass. Aaron Webb's going to think better of challenging there. We do show Dahi on softs, so that if that's true, if he is on softs, that would put him farther on the softer set of tires, which would make him quicker in this instance. So we're going to have to keep an eye on how long that Red Bull goes on that soft set of tires, because we believe he started this race on the softs as well. Yeah, that's unfortunate, Gordell. And really, just like Majacco, issues there kept you out of the race, period. And that's really, really unfortunate. Aaron Webb looking to make a move back on Nick Dahi there. Nothing doing through the first chicane. But he is within striking distance, and we know how long these straightaways are. He's going to have the slipstream, and pretty soon he's going to have DRS. There is the team driver there, allowing Nick Dahi to pass. Aaron Webb was unable to get around him. Looked like he had a little bit of an issue through the second chicane. And Dahi now with a comfortable advantage over fourth place. Can really focus on closing the gap to Zusman, who is not losing time to the race leader. Zusman turning some very good laps here. You can see the race leader going through the Parabolica. So that straightaway difference between first and second is what you're looking at. You keep an eye on Zusman here. We know, like we said, tires play an incredibly tough factor here. Super softs will last you about 6 to 7 laps, softs about 9 to 10 laps, and mediums about 12 to 14 laps. So we are expecting pit stops from all of these drivers. Now you can see, as I was looking at the tire information, we saw a pit stop from your race leader. Forza Alonso into the pits, relinquishing the lead to Zusman. Very early pit stop, you would think, for Forza Alonso, who is now going, he's back out on mediums, so he can make it to the end here. Although, what did we say the mediums would last? 12 to 14, so he should be able to do it fairly comfortably. But he's going to be in this traffic if those guys decide to stretch their tire set right now. If they stretch this stint, that's going to put Forza Alonso in some traffic. You can see Dubsy here trying to work his way. Oh, contact! Oh, it had to ruin his front wing. It had to ruin his front wing. Who was that? That was Nick Dahi. No. That was the lap car. That was the lap car, the lapped Red Bull, and Brian Mosser making contact and crashing there. I want to get back up to Dubsy here because I think he's got front wing damage, but for whatever reason we're not seeing any damage on these cars right now. What's he gonna do? He thought about it. You seen that little wiggle. He thought about it, but he's gonna stay out. So apparently that front wing not all that bad to change his tire strategy. You could see the car behind him. Now, here's an interesting thing. Lap 2 in this race, it was Dubsy in second, trying to pass Forza Alonso. And not sure if there was some sort of blocking maneuver or what, maybe a little bit of latency, but Dubsy ended up running into the back of Forza Alonso, and it cost him his race, basically. Huge crash there on the front stretch. Multiple cars involved. Somehow Dubsy's car is still working. And now, what I'm getting at is Dubsy is directly in front of Forza Alonso. There's a 4-second gap between those guys. I know Dubsy was unhappy with Forza Alonso last week. Likely unhappy with Forza Alonso this week. Maybe we're going to see a little bit of fireworks here if that Haas car can catch up to the Mercedes of Dubsy. Andres Guzman, I appreciate the follow, my friend. Thank you and welcome. Welcome to our little race pack here. We still don't have a name for our following. We need to come up with a name for the following. A lot of guys in the chat here are in the race right now, so I'm not sure exactly. I want to give K-Dog and all those guys a chance in the Discord to figure out what we can call ourselves. But we do need to come up with something. Of course, we got the Game of Thrones theme. Maybe we should do something Game of Thrones related. We're gonna figure that out. Anybody got any ideas? Hit me up in the chat. What do we want our little grouping to be called? So, Zeusman was in the pits, came out 4th, still behind Forza Alonso. How far behind is the question? We're going to have to keep an eye on that. I want to see. We know that Zeusman was 9 seconds back of Forza Alonso, but will he continue to be that far back? Nick Dahi in the race lead right now. Had that 5-second penalty that cost him. Has the issues that Forza Alonso has experienced given him another shot in this race? We've got to keep an eye on that. Forza Alonso is 16 seconds back. We know that the Red Bull has to make another stop. The Red Bull has to make another stop. At this point, he might be able to put on a set of super softs and run some quick laps. If he can make his tires last 2 to 3 more laps, we might see super softs go on that Red Bull. See here. Aaron Webb in the pits from 2nd. Leaf, are you having more issues on iRacing, man? It's been an unfortunate night for you. I guess not night, because you were talking about your SR going way down. There is I Am a Drunk Dolphin making the pass on Aaron Webb, who is on soft tires to the end of this race. Drunk Dolphin as well on softs. Behind them is maybe in the Force India on mediums in 6th after contact. There you can see Dubsy in 8th behind Clogmonger, who's having a very good race. Had that contact with K-Dog, which was unfortunate. But we're going to see how this sorts out. Aaron Webb already around the Toro Rosso of Drunk Dolphin. Maybe he had an issue that allowed Aaron to get around. Zeusman, 19 seconds back from your race leader. Only 4 seconds back from Forza Alonso. So Zeusman has been able to close the gap to Forza Alonso. But the pit delta is larger than that 15 seconds to the leader. And Forza Alonso is closing that gap to Nick Dahi. Dahi's going to need some help. 15 car pile up. 3 more minutes of repairs. Oh my gosh, Leaf. Oh my gosh. Wow. So the 3rd place car in his race on iRacing crashed, and 15 cars went with him. I guess it is Daytona. It's Daytona, isn't it? Okay, now I understand. Now I understand. So here we are, Zeusman, 18 seconds back. Forza Alonso, 15 seconds back. Zeusman is catching Forza Alonso. I don't want to jinx him, but he's having a fantastic race. The Ferrari of Zeusman having an absolute wonderful race right now. Cross your fingers that I didn't just jinx him. Wow. 10 minutes of repairs. That is nuts. So, we are sitting on 8 laps left in this race. We'll see where Nick Dahi is. He's in the pits. Leader of the pits. He's got to go super softs here. We've got to see super softs. All right, we'll see you, Leaf. Good luck with the rest, man. Check their corner cuts. Nick Dahi now in 2nd. Forza Alonso has gone by. There goes Zeusman. Dahi coming out in 3rd. He's going to be comfortably in 3rd. On the super soft tires, we're going to see what he's got. The gap from Zeusman to the race leader, 3 seconds. And it's probably similar back to Nick Dahi. Aaron Webb in 4th, 11 seconds back. Dubsy has fought his way back up to 5th. Dubsy just ran the quickest lap of the race. I'm going to check that in just one moment. I want to see these corner cuts here. Maybe, who had contact with Dubsy, now in 6th. Ooh, Dubsy sliding around those corners. Getting as much as he can. J-Dub in 7th. Clogmonger 8th. Mitchman in 9th. K-Dog Honda in 10th. Back up into the points. He's had multiple incidents in this race, so good recovery there. Drunk Dolphin in 11th. Clearly issues because he was up there racing with Aaron Webb. Ditch Witch in 12th. Brian Mosser 13th. Hoodius in 14th, trying to stay out of everybody's way. Dougal McDermott in the other. Red Bull in 15th. And Pork Chops in 16th. So, let's sit right here on Zeusman, 3 seconds back. The gap is stabilized there. And we are going to go to the race director and we are going to check incidents, which would be corner cuts here. Drunk Dolphin had a 3-second penalty with corner cuts. And apparently that is the only one in this race. Webb has a warning. Dubsy with a warning. Nick Dahi had his stop and go penalty for the collision with Maybe. And also had the collision with Dubsy. So that was the problem. Wow, Dahi really unfortunate there because Dubsy had his incident and he got a piece of that with Dubsy and Maybe, and that was his penalty. That's unfortunate, really, for the Red Bull. Yeah, not too bad there, not too bad. So here's Zeusman. He's gained 2/10 on the race leader. Trying to work his way up there, trying to get there. He's got a podium run going. You can see Nick Dahi 6 seconds back from the race leader. What can he do with these super softs? Let me know in chat. Does Nick Dahi have a chance here? Can he get 6 seconds, it's basically 7 seconds, out of those tires in a matter of 5 laps? I'm interested. I'm interested here. Looking forward to the finish of this race. Dubsy, fastest lap again. 1 minute 23. Dubsy's trying to get back up into this race. Points leader, trying to get every single point that he possibly can. Sitting in 5th right now. He is 4 seconds back from Aaron Webb. He would like to get back up to 4th. Tremendous recovery from Dubsy. Absolutely tremendous. Majako says he'll close up but probably won't pass either guy. May have to be careful of a puncture. There's no doubt about that. I'm guessing, you know, if he can get into the slipstream of the Sauber there, which will help him out, and then possibly put him in DRS range. So maybe his best chance is a 2nd place finish, I guess we'll call it. There you see issues for a lap car up ahead. We'll see how Nick can navigate these lap cars. That's Brian Mosser, who was off in the grass. There was a car in pit lane. Going to keep an eye on Forza Alonso here. Zeusman 4 seconds back. So Alonso has opened that gap a little bit. Majako says he's a controller racer. Wow. Ooh, a little problem there for Nick Dahi. He did not get through that corner the way he wanted. That's going to cost him some time. And he doesn't want any lockup on those tires. That was a big issue for Nick Dahi. Big issue. Lost 2 seconds. So that basically does his race in. He's looking at a podium. Nick Dahi trying to recover here for this podium. 5-second penalty, a couple of mistakes. Could have been a very different race for the Red Bull. And a little unfortunate. But Aaron Webb in 4th. Dubsy back up to 5th, maybe in 6th. We're going to try to watch this race right here. 3/10 Zusman was able to come back on that second sector. He's the only one within striking distance of your race leader, Forza Alonso. Not sure he can do it, though. He's on those softs. Been on them for a while. Now 4.4 seconds, yeah. Forza Alonso is stretching his lead on the mediums, pretty comfortably on the mediums. Don't think he's going to have any tire wear issues here. Near perfect race from Forza Alonso. We saw that contact with Dubsy. We're going to have to figure out what went down there. But very, very solid race from Forza Alonso. We've seen an exciting one. I'll be placing some highlights up on the YouTube channel here, most likely Saturday, as a Twitch affiliate. Now with my sub button, I am unable to upload highlights to YouTube for 24 hours after the stream, so I have to wait until at least Friday at, well, it'll basically be 10, 12 o'clock depending. And of course I announce at a local racetrack on Friday night, so I will be unable to do the highlights on Friday. So look for some highlights on Saturday on the YouTube, which I put a link in the chat. Any of our new guys, please feel free to join the Discord as well. A lot of racing chat going on in the Discord all day, every day. Real racing, sim racing. We have a lot of fun in there, and also a lot of various leagues that you can join across all kinds of different games. Project Cars, Formula One, iRacing, NASCAR Heat. Many, many options, a wide array there that we talk about on a daily basis. Making it possible there, making friends and having fun. It's been a lot of fun here tonight. Round 12 of the PRL Season 8 season. Forza Alonso, the all-time wins leader in PRL competition, is looking for win number 32 and win number 2 of the season. We talked about him having a rough go of the early part of this season. Right now, sitting 86 points back from points leader Dubsy. Dubsy is going to gain points on Maybe, gain points on Majacco, lose points to Nick, Aaron, and Forza Alonso. But he's not going to lose as much because that recovery from Dubsy has mitigated a lot of those issues. Looking at the schedule as well, next week we will have a break in the Formula One 2016 season. Independence Day, we'll be taking that night off from F1. However, we will have a race for you to watch. We will be doing an endurance race, a multi-class endurance race on Project Cars next Thursday. We will be doing LMP2 and GT3 at Road America, and I will be doing the broadcasting in that race, so you'll get to see some broadcasting next Thursday. Very, very exciting stuff, I would imagine. And then back at it again July 13th at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada, which is a race sponsored by Hoodius. 35 laps on the Canadian street circuit. Majacco asking, Ditchwich has retired from the session. Any spots left in the Project Cars endurance race? There are no spots open, but we are taking reserves. Right now, I believe there are at least 4 reserves. And if we get to 8 reserves in the race, there will be qualifying races that will allow you to race your way into the endurance race. So I recommend getting on the PRL website and signing up. But right here, win number 2 of the season, Forza Alonso taking the checkered flag at Monza. Second place going to Zusman in the Ferrari, Nick Dahi finishing in 3rd, Aaron Webb crossing the line 4th, Dubsy behind him in 5th, and if I am not mistaken, Maybe rounding out your top 6 there as well. Yeah, Gordal, those spots went quick, but there's still a way to get into that race. anybody that wants to get involved in the PRL or wants to sign up for the Project Cars Endurance Race, you can go to that link right there, the precisionracingleague.com, and get signed up for any of the various leagues throughout the PRL. We have the Formula One League, you have NASCAR Heat, you have iRacing leagues, you have Assetto Corsa leagues, you have everything right there at your fingertips, and everybody is able to join. This is PS4 here in the Formula One League, but there are leagues across all the vast games and all of the systems. K-Dog Honda in 9th there, points again from K-Dog. Not sure what's going on with Hoodius. Think he's got a glitch there as he is doing burnouts on the front stretch. And here are your results. That is not Romain Grosjean in P1. That is Forza Alonso in P1. Behind him, the Ferrari of Zeusman, Nick Dahi, Aaron Webb, Dubsy, maybe J-Dub. The Toro Rosso there has got to be Drunk Dolphin in 8th. 9th goes to K-Dog, who betters his 10th place finishing position last week. Actually, or was he 9th last week as well? And Mitchman rounding out your top 10, scoring the lone point.